Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. We are now looking at the VIX, and yes, we had economic data come out at 8:30, and the VIX have been going sideways for a while. So we knew at some point it was going to break in one direction or the other, right? So we have pre-market support here around the $20 area, 2001. Well, we broke through that area down to a previous area of 1956, and as you can see, we hit that 1956 area and bounced, right? So buyers were there to take that price back to the upside, as we see it, right? So where are our trouble places today for the VIX? Let's say that. So if we get back above 1998 or $20 area, just know we will have trouble around the $20.30 area. Past that, we'll have trouble around 2051. Beyond the 2051, 2063, 2064 area, which kind of close to the ATR trailing stop, 2077. Those are trouble places to the upside. Now, if we break this ATR trailing stop, it's going to bring us close to the 2097 area, which is the 50 EMA. It wouldn't surprise me, if we broke to the 20, beyond the 2097 to come back to the 2136 and the 2151, which is a previous gathering spot as we see here, right? So now, can we continue down? We very well can. So if we break this area that it's finding support at now around the 1956 area, just know 1949, under 1949, 1936. If we break under the 1936, we could very well come back to 1903 and bounce from there, or the 1889. So if you trade the SPY or the VIX, I would say trade carefully today. Normally I look at the VIX to give me a general idea of where we are with the SPY, and as you can see, we got some economic data. SPY came up and retested this area here of 537. I had 537.06. We hit 537.02. That's why it's really important to mark those levels, because it's a strong possibility that we're going to come back to that range again. Don't know when, but we will at some point, right? So that's resistance for us as of now. 507.30, 507.02 is our resistance place. So it broke out of it hit a double bottom here on this ATR trailing stop, only to come back to the upside, get rejected. Now, are we going to come back down, or are we going to continue climbing? It would not surprise me to use this as a rejection and come back to the downside. It wouldn't surprise me to see the SPY back at 531.82 area. So where are our trouble places for the SPY? Now, to the upside, we will definitely need to break back above 537.02 or 537.06 area. Beyond that, 537.72. Beyond 537.72, 538.88, and beyond the 538.88, just know we could possibly have trouble at 539.40 and again at 540.08. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside, and it looks like we're getting rejected off of this and it wants to make its way back to the downside. So where are our trouble places to the downside for the SPY? If by chance we come back under 535.61 area, just know that we can find support here at 535.32. Under 535.32 puts us under the 5 EMA, and we can come back and retest 534.87. Under 534.87, 534.50, which is kind of close to this 20 EMA. So I would definitely watch 534.50 area, 53 area. So under the 534.50, we can come back to this 50 EMA, which is right at a previous support area that we had marked at 534.03. So those are places to the upside and to the downside that I would watch the SPY. And ATR trailing stop is forming here at 533.50. So if we break this 50 EMA right now at 534.04, we can come back to the 533.51. Those are places for the SPY to the upside and to the downside. And again, y'all, anything is possible today. Nothing is guaranteed. I say that often. So if you trade the SPY today, trade carefully. Let's go look at Tesla. Tesla has been trading sideways, as we see, or in our gathering spot, as I like to say, right? So this information came out only to get rejected. Yes, price came up to this area here, but look, we came back to the body of the candle is right here at where we marked as resistance, 198.81, 191.85 area. That is our trouble place as of right now. So if by chance we break this area, Tesla could very well come back to 199.76. Beyond the 199.76, $200.08 or 7 cents. Beyond that, we'll have trouble around the ATR trail and stop at $200.15 or 16 cents. So I would definitely watch those areas. Now, if we break this ATR trail and stop, just know that we had strong resistance at $200.68, and as you can see, price kept coming to this area only to get rejected, right? So this $200.68 for Tesla, I would watch that area. If we break that, we can come back and retest to 201.41, which is where this 200 EMA is now on this 30-minute chart, which is interesting, right? So those are places to the upside that I would watch for Tesla. Now, if we come back to the downside, if by chance we come back under 197.72, just know that we can come and retest 197.49 or 47 area. Under the 197.47, we can come back to 197.18. Under the 197.18, I would definitely watch the 196.80 area for Tesla. If we break under that 196.80, just know 196.46 or 48, and under 196.48, we can come back to have trouble around the 195.93. Under 195.93, we can find support at 195.23. Those are going to be trouble places for Tesla to the upside and to the downside. Now, I normally mark my gathering spot, which is going to be here for Tesla. Let's see. So I would have my pre-market support for Tesla at 196.84. And my pre-market resistance right here at 197.23. So if Tesla goes up, gets rejected again, it could very well come back to this range. And as you can see, price has been in this area before. So if you trade Tesla today, I would be careful, trade carefully as always, right? So I would definitely watch those areas to the upside and to the downside. So let's go look at AMD. AMD is moving to the upside on that information that came out. Just know we made a pre-market high of 138.59. We could very well come back to that area. I need to get that off. So we could very well come back and retest that area. So if by chance we break above the 138.60, 138.59 area, just know that we could come all the way back to 139.97. Above the 139.97, 140.52, above 140.52, 141.01. Those are going to be trouble places for AMD to the upside. If we break the 141.01 area, just know around 141.80 we could possibly have trouble. Now to the downside, our trouble places for AMD, if we break under this 5 EMA, which is around the 137.37 area, now we could come back and retest this area of 136.88, under 136.88, 136.56, under 136.56. Just know that we could possibly have trouble around the 136.16. If by chance we break that 136.16, we could possibly have trouble at 135.86, and under that 135.86, we have some, I would say, strong support here at 135.60, which is where our previous support area was at 135.54. And the 200 EMA, which is right here at 135.38. So that 135.38, 135.54, 135.60 area is going to be kind of like a strong support area for AMD. So if you trade AMD, I would definitely watch those levels to the upside and to the downside. Now, we could very well come back, you know, if we break this 135.37 area, just know we can come back and retest 134.91, under 134.91, 134.45, and under 134.45 I have 134.15 marked as a strong support or a support area, not really it wasn't ATR trailing stop. I consider those strong support. So yes, so if you trade AMD today, again, I say trade carefully, y'all. Again, anything in the market is possible, nothing is guaranteed. And NVDA, we are now looking at NVDA. So it made a pre-market high thus far of 113.37. So I would definitely need to watch this area, because if we come back and break through it, just know we could have trouble at 113.77. Beyond the 113.77 are trouble places around the 115.28 area. If we break the 115.28, just know we can come back and retest 116.87 or 117.21, and those are going to be trouble places to the upside for NVIDIA. If we break that 117.21 area, just know 117.79 is going to be a trouble place for us. Now to the downside, if we break under this area, it's finding support at this 5 EMA here. So if we break under the 111.45, just know 110.97 is going to be a trouble place for us. Under 110.97, 110.57, and under the 110.57, we can come all the way back to 110.18. Under the 110.18, which is really close to this 200 EMA as of right now, we could retest the 109.87 area. So I will watch that to the upside and to the downside for NVIDIA. Under this 109.87 area, we do have an ATR trailing stop that's forming, which is around the 109.13. So I would definitely watch this area for support. And if we break the 109.17 or 109.08 area, just know that we could possibly come back and retest 108.52, and that to me is a strong support area, because the 50 EMA is here and there's a previous area of support for us. So if we break this area, just know that we can continue declining. So again, y'all, anything is possible today in the market. Nothing is guaranteed. And I do believe we did have an inside day candle, which was Amazon. So our trigger to the upside was kind of where our target was. 168.60 gave us a target of 168.60. If we broke under the 166.07, we can come back and retest 165.87 as the target to the downside. It did try to break out of this area only to get this long wick. So sellers were here to take this price back to the downside for Amazon. So again, Amazon is an inside day candle. If you trade Amazon, trade carefully today. Meta is also an inside day candle, and we have already reached the target pre-market. So again, I say trade carefully. It broke through the 518.32, which was the trigger. A target was 518.76. And we've already reached that to we made a high of 520.36. So can we continue climbing? We very well can. Let's see how much Meta normally moves on average. $22.22. Again, that can be in either direction for Meta. So I would say trade carefully. Let's see, I'm not sure what happened to my chart. There we are. Now if we break under by chance 508.80, just know we have a downside target of 505.70. And again, Meta can move in either direction. We've been trading in the zone, so whatever move that we make could be a strong move up or a strong move down. So trade carefully, pay attention to your charts, make sure you have a reason as to why you're entering your trades, and once it goes against your why, I cannot say that enough, get out. So let's go back to the SPY just to see where we are this morning pre-market. And it seems as if SPY did get rejected off of that 537.02 information. We did come back down to this area, 535.18, or let's see, the low of this candle is 534.90. So I will watch this 534.90 area, because it stopped us here for a reason. And as you can see, we've stopped here once, twice. This is the third or fourth one. 2, 3. This is about the fourth time we've hit this area. So are we going to break back to the downside the next time it hit this area? Something to be mindful of. So if you trade the SPY today, I say trade carefully, because we're having trouble. We did make this high of 537.02. However, we've come back to the support area 534.87 here. And we've tested it a few times, and normally the more times it tests that area, the weaker it becomes, and it tends to break through that area. So yeah, again, y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very productive day. And sometimes you always say we learn from the market. You may not trade every day. Sometimes it's best to just sit on the sidelines and see what you can learn, and then apply that to your trading journey. Let's say that. So yeah, again, I hope that everyone is having an awesome day today. And y'all, I always like to leave you with this, right? Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. And if you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Why? Because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed.